Looks like this play is more of just a programmer.
Save me.
Hell yeah. Mucho bonus armor.
Got a little surprise for you guys.
Firing.
Surprises.
Now this is something fierce. Wow.
Seek and demolish. I wanted to make a build that does just that. Oftentimes, legendary missions make me feel inferior to its difficulty, unwilling to have any desire to play because of it. But this time, I want to be one of those that makes them feel that way, where the effects of this build make legendary difficulty feel like heroic. Well fam, there are many ways to accomplish this. Today I'll show you one of the best, and by the way, this build I'd like to present a bit differently. I've done it this way a few times before with paralysis and the specialist, so I've decided to do it again because each legendary mission is different, so not all skills with certain builds will work the same with the different layouts. I think you're gonna like this because I'm utilizing a skill in one of these setups that I personally have never seen anyone use, but also solves a huge problem in legendary missions. Now I'm gonna dive right into this, so just sit back and enjoy this awesome explosive build I got for you. Alright, explosive builds are very strong, and a large part of that is due to them being multiplicative by nature. Not only that, I have a lot of multiplicative bonuses on this build to help it along even more. Now I'm going to get straight into the skills because I want to tell you about the many ways to set this up as I mentioned before. Depending on which legendary you're running decides which particular skill you need to be the most effective. And one thing I've noticed is the biggest issue I encounter are the drone operators and grenaders. You could be doing just fine in a legendary mission and then boom, one grenade hits you, or one drone explodes above your head and you're done. You gotta start all over. There was a build I made a while ago called Indestructible that actually dealt with exactly that problem. That build was insane and super helpful in legendary missions against grenaders and drone operators. Check it out whenever you get a chance. But I wanted to make something that was just ridiculously strong and useful. So I thought of this skill, the Demolisher Firefly. Comment below if you used it at all. I've been sleeping on this skill for so long, even though I'm an advocate of the Firefly in general. I've used it in a lot of my builds, but not this variant. The Demolisher deals the most damage out of them all, but here's the thing. It only destroys skill proxies and environmental hazards like explosive tanks and such. But when it says enemy skill proxies, it's referring to the grenaders' backpacks and drone operators' backpacks, the healers' packs and their drones. Whatever they use as skills is what it's talking about. So this means that once you attach this Firefly to them, they immediately lose their ability to use them against you. And like I said, certain legendaries have different waves of these enemy types at particular times. Like here on Roosevelt Island, there are 3 of them at the beginning and I think 1 grenader. So if you strategically tag them at the beginning of this mission, you will not see 1 drone or grenade come your way. And this strategy works best here as opposed to District Union Arena. There are no drone operators here to start. They only come out in the second wave. And the grenaders here do start at the beginning, but they can be dodged much easier since it's more of an open area. This mission is where I use the shrapnel trap. And boy, does this thing destroy. I mean, it wrecks everything. And by the way, I'm using the Seeker Mines with each variant of the build. They're like my cleanup crew, and they deal a ton of damage as well. But when these two skills are combined, the damage is too much. You can wipe groups instantly. And if you're worried about rushers, well, then don't. Because first of all, this is called a trap, right? And if they try to get through, they just won't. Plus, the way this build is set up is such that you're hitting so hard with a capacitor. And I've explained many times why this weapon is your go-to for skill builds and hybrids. The damage to armor it has, crit, I mean, it's the perfect weapon for this. And the way the build is set up makes for just the right balance of explosive damage and weapon damage. I'm sorry to interrupt, but YouTube notifications are terrible, so I had to take matters into my own hands and let you know what I got going on. I came here from my second channel, Identity Games, and would love it if you could support me there as well. A total different vibe you'll get, and the best thing is that you don't even have to leave this video. Just click this link and subscribe, but make sure that afterwards you come see me over there. Identity Games is a game dev channel where I'm developing my own project, an open world RPG looter shooter. Check it out and let me know what you think of it. The chest piece is China Light. It grants 15% explosive damage, and I'm using glass cannon. Most of you don't like to use this, but it's okay for this build particularly because I have Memento. The extra armor core helps with me being more tanky, along with the trophies that drop, each giving more skill efficiency and bonus armor. You can literally survive off these alone if you need to. And for explosive builds, you want to gather all of your resources to get the most explosive damage you can. And I'm talking about from the brand sets. It's not available in a lot of places, only a few. The 2-piece Grupo gives another 15%, and if you want, you can use Demolitionist, which gives you another 10. It's actually something I might switch to, but I really like that extra skill tier. Do y'all think it's worth it to switch to Demolitionist? Let me know below in the comments. But aside from that, I'm using the mask and holster for Grupo, and all of the stat rolls should be crit hit chance and damage. This is what helps you hit so hard with it. Plus, shooting enemies with your capacitor gives you stacks of skill damage, so it all works perfectly, you know? These next two pieces are very often used in almost every build, and rightly so. They're the other multiplicative bonuses I was referring to, and the Contractor's Gloves help both capacitor and the explosive skills. The combination of damage to armor with multiplicative damage is insane. That's why you see enemies getting deleted so quickly. Fox's Prayer is also great because with the Seekers, enemies are always going to be running out of cover trying to get away from them, which leaves them open to get beamed. So here's something about the shrapnel trap I wanted to tell you. You need to have good placement. Set traps and strategize your next move with it. One good way is to place it directly below the chopper when the next wave starts to come in, or before the second group of NPCs come once arriving inside the building. This right here is something I love doing, and if you do it right, you'll kill all the NPCs, the healers, and whatever they bring out instantly. And one more thing regarding the Demolisher Firefly. It's good solo, but when you're running with a team, it's the absolute perfect support skill. You'll be helping your team clear legendaries so much faster. I made a build a while ago called Seek and Destroy, and it was with the Seeker Mines, and I was utilizing the Oxidizer Chem Launcher. That build was awesome too. And this build is inspired by that, but I wanted to do something a little bit different. I've been using the Oxidizer a lot, so I decided to give it a break, but I think I need to revisit it because I'm thinking of another build for it, but that's for another day. Here are the stats, and I think I pretty much covered everything about this build. Try out both variants and tell me what you think of them. Oh, and check this out. I just uploaded a brand new devlog at Identity Games. This episode is crazy, y'all. I don't want to tell you anything about it. I'd rather you just see it for yourself. So click the link and it'll take you right there. I'll catch you in the next one. Be right out.